Hello, everyone. My name is Adam Cross, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist in Southern California. And today I want to talk to you about what to do when you are doubting yourself. So this topic, again, was a video suggestion from one of our viewers. So thank you so much for really chiming in about, hey, this is something I'm struggling with. This is something I want to hear more about. And I especially hear a lot about self-doubt when it comes to scrupulosity. And so, it's specific to scrupulosity of, can I trust myself to not sin or to, be holy and pursue a life of holiness. But it could also just be little things like, well, I feel like I'm being lazy. I'm procrastinating. Can I trust myself to get things done when I need to get them done? Right. So self-doubt can really take a lot of forms. But what I want to encourage everyone when it comes to self-doubt is, first and foremost, just to acknowledge that it's there. If you're doubting yourself, the best thing you can do is to realize that you are having thoughts of self-doubt that are going through your head. That doesn't mean that you can't trust yourself. It doesn't even mean that you're doubting yourself all the time, but occasionally you might have those thoughts. And for me as a therapist, the first thing I would ask is, when do you notice those thoughts coming up? Like, when do you doubt yourself? Is it specific themes? Is it specific activities, places, persons? Like, when does that doubt emerge the most? And just to notice that. And I would even encourage you, notice that with a childlike curiosity. Why do I doubt myself with this? Right? What experiences have caused me to question myself here? And to really approach that question without judgment. Just seek to understand, why is it hard to trust myself with this? See what's there. The other thing I would really encourage you to think about doing, and I do this a lot of my clients, and want to give my supervisor Esther Blue a lot of credit in this area, and maybe it was passed on to her, I don't know. But when I was in supervision, she used to tell clients to create a self-respect bank account, right? And so what this would be is I literally tell some of my clients, I want you to go to your nearest imaginary bank, and I want you to open up an imaginary bank account. And this bank account is for deposits of self-respect. So what does that mean? So every time you do something well, every time you do something to show your self-respect, I want you to make a deposit, mental deposit, into that bank account, right? Sounds kind of, imaginary, maybe a little abstract, but, to take that time and to make deposits really intentionally every time you're doing something well throughout your week. And I will challenge my clients, look at the small things. Every time you brush your teeth, you are taking the time to say, hey, my body is important to me. I want to take care of my body, right? I went on a walk today. I got exercise. I got sun, right? I'm showing myself respect. I need those things. I need to brush my teeth. I need to exercise, right? I need a journal. Right? Or, you know what? I actually did my work today. Right? I was at work. I got things done. That is great. That means I value my job, or I value doing a good job, right? I value being productive. I value providing something. So I'm showing myself respect by doing a good job, right? Or I did my homework, right? Even if I didn't want to, even if I wanted to binge Netflix, no matter what it is, I sat down and did my homework, or I did some of my homework. That means I value doing well in school, getting a good grade, pushing through discomfort, right? And doing maybe what I don't want to do instead of what feels good, right? Like watching Netflix or, whatever it is, scrolling on TikTok, because I value, right? I respect myself enough to say, I want to succeed. I want to move forward. How does this all relate to self-doubt? It's the more you can intentionally show yourself, hey, look at all these good things you're doing. Look how you respect yourself and others. The more trust you can actually have in yourself. And it doesn't hurt, I'm saying go to an imaginary bank, but it doesn't hurt to even make a list. Like, what are the good things you're doing on a regular basis, right? Especially in those areas where you experience the most doubt. So maybe it's faith. Right? I feel like I'm just not a good Catholic, or I feel like maybe I'm going to confession and I'm missing something. Make a list. What are you doing well when it comes to going to confession, when it comes to preparing for confession? I'm making an examination of conscience. I'm intentionally and prayerfully going through each thing. I'm asking God to convict me of my sins, to bring peace, but to come into the confessional with me to help me make a good confession, to be reconciled with God in His mercy. Those are all great things that you are participating in, that you are doing with God's grace. And we have to recognize that too. The more you show yourself that self-respect, the more you do those things that show that you can trust yourself, the more you're able to realize that you have your own back. Just like a best friend, right? The more your friend comes through for you and does good things for you and is there for you, the more you trust them, right? Especially if they're there for you in hard times. So the more you can do to show yourself, hey, I got your back. Look at what I'm doing today. Look at what I was able to accomplish, right? Or you know what, today was hard, but I still got these 3 things done to care for you, right? You're able to show yourself, I got you. I got your back, right? It might not alleviate all self-doubt, because there's always going to be areas where we want to grow. We're not perfect. We're human. We might forget things. We might make mistakes. But the more you understand what you are capable of, the more trust you're going to have in yourself. And that's going to help with that self-doubt. And then going back to those areas of self-doubt, right? Those thoughts of self-doubt. We can really be mindful. Those are thoughts in our heads. That's not all of who we are. Maybe there's some truth there. Maybe we have let ourselves down at times. But what's going to help us move forward, right? To not let ourselves down in the future. And again, seeking to understand where that's coming from, instead of kind of condemning ourselves for maybe mistakes we've made. So we can recognize that doubt is just thoughts. It's not our identity, but they are thoughts going through our head. And we can pay attention to that and realize that we are doing a lot of really good things. All right, it's that quote. St. John Paul II, we are not the sum and weaknesses of our failures, but we are the sum of the Father's love for us. I'm paraphrasing, I think. But, right, our self-doubt does not define us. So we can mindfully notice those thoughts. We can turn our focus to, hey, what is helpful? And we can remind ourselves of all the good things we're doing in our life that we can really trust ourselves with. Well, thank you so much for watching this. If you have any video suggestions or comments, please leave them below. I'd love to hear those. And hit the subscribe button wherever that is, like video wherever that is on your screen. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. God bless.